Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Well, as you can imagine, with all that amount of hardpoints on the Panther Clipper, it's no surprise that people are looking at this at being a meta mining build, therefore surpassing some of the other big ships. Today we're going to talk about the viability of the Panther Clipper as a laser miner in Elite Dangerous and see what a typical build will be. We'll also discuss some of the more specialised modules you can do and perhaps some of the not so thought of modules that you could do with on this ship to protect all the stuff you've picked up. So, the Panther Clipper Mk II. Is it a good mining ship? Let's find out. Well, I've been bombing around in the latest ship from Frontier Developments in the Elite Dangerous Galaxy, the Panther Clipper, for some days now via early access. But it's time to put it into different roles. Roles that you think, well, is it really suited for that? And the first one of these is going to be perhaps one of the most important. Is it going to be a viable miner? Is the Panther Clipper going to be a viable mining ship and supplant some of the other ships that we use? Like the Imperial Cutter, for example. Well, we're going to go through a build, take it laser mining, put some modules on it, and see what has gone horribly wrong and what's gone brilliantly right. Okay then, so here we are at Jameson Memorial, which is, you know, the founders, the elite pilots station of choice. You can get everything you possibly want here, and Frontier placed early access right here for the content creators. Anyway, we're going to go into outfitting. I'm going to run you through the build. It's quite a simplistic build, to be perfectly honest with you. Hardpoints. I've already unlocked the Mining Lance Beam Laser. Now, the Mining Lance Beam Laser is quite good. It's got quite a long range, and also it can, you know, it can give someone a little bit of a tickle if they give you any beef. The downside for this is that it's a fixed laser. I packed in 10 of those. Now, some people might turn around and go, oh, what are you on about? Now, they're only a 1D module, and the standard mining lasers do involve you having to get a little bit closer. However, some people are looking around and putting at least one beam laser here as well to give somebody that extra tickle if you're being beefed to cover your escape. However, we're going to try it with the Mining Lance Beam. You can unlock this quite simply via power play. If you haven't, then it's quite simple to go through and just add normal mining lasers. You know, the 2D turreted mining laser might be good for you as well, and just fill it up with all of those. You haven't got to have the Mining Lance Beam. I did, because I'd already unlocked it. If you haven't gone through that aspect of power play yet, then the standard one's going to be perfectly fine. The maximum range you can see on that is 500. You can see on the Mining Lance 2,000 meters. You can pick off those rocks from afar. So, that was quite straightforward and simple. Let's go back. Utility mounts. Now, I put a pulse wave analyzer in there because in a future build, I'm going to be doing it as a general miner as well. You don't need that for laser mining. Point defense turret. I think you kind of got to have one of those, right? People are going to try and beef you. I've got some chaff there as well to cover our escape. And another point defense. You could quite easily, with the power I've got allocated, put a shield booster on there, and I'll come on to shields in a minute. But this is a grade 1. Lightweight alloy. Take the bonuses here and get that engineered up if you've unlocked the engineer for that. So, you know, it's not going to impact your jump range, which at the moment is sitting at a 20.68 light years, unengineered. I happen to have this power plant laying about on the test server. It's an 8A, it's low emissions. It hasn't got to be a low emissions, you know. The 8A was perfectly fine. Thrusters, well, we've got 8A, 8E there. We stick in that 8A and we're going to be able to maneuver that little bit better. And with a ship the size of Massachusetts, then you can obviously see how that's going to be more beneficial. You can drag drive those up as well, give yourself a little bit of extra boost, perfectly up to you. Frameshift drive, 7A. Life support, 5A. Don't really have to have a 5A, but I did. Power distro, 7A. And that needs to be engineered up, really. Get a bit of charge enhanced on that. Sensors, 5A. And fuel tank, 5C. Really, what we've got here is what you would get if you had the stellar build of the Panther Clipper, whereas the standard comes with all the ease. Some changes you could make if you're a little bit low on power. There you go. You could crawl a little bit back there for a 5D. And same with the sensors. You know, you replace that. 5D there. You would crawl a little bit back if you're a little bit, you know, on the edge with your engineering. Optional internals. We've gone through all of the cargo with all of the slots, of course, making use of the 8D cargo rack, the new 8D cargo rack that's there, and also the 7D cargo rack. Down here, I've taken out one of the grades or class 6 cargo racks, popped in a sneaky little bi-weave shield generator. I've got 2 class 5 limpet controllers, a refinery, a prospector limpet, and a partridge in a pear tree, with a detailed surface scanner and a planetary approach suite. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, but for a first build, we're going to see how it handles. Now, if you have unlocked the engineering, we can talk about engineering. I'd engineer up perhaps the shields, perhaps the power plant to give you a little bit of extra boost. I'd change the life support to a D. Crawling back that extra power. The sensors there again. Crawl them back all the way there to a D. You're gaining a little bit more of the jump range as well. Now, not much, just a little bit, but we're gaining a little bit of extra power. Might suit us fine for our engineering. Depending on what you want to do with it, you want to get over to Felicity, get that frameshift drive sorted out, get the thrusters sorted out, get the power distro sorted out. Bit of charge enhanced on there, I would say. Fuel tank, 128 tons. For the moment, I think that's going to be perfectly fine. I don't think you need any extra tanks. Some people are also putting in on the optional internals a fighter bay, just to try and keep beefy people at bay. That's perfectly up for you. But that's currently my mining build as I stand. We'll get out into the rings, see if it works for us. If it doesn't, we'll come back, we'll engineer it, specifically around the power distro, I'm thinking, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's take it mining. So a wise man once said, never forget your limpets. And I've got capacity for 1,086 limpets here. Now, I don't want to be taking 1,086 limpets. I want to be taking about, I don't know, 500, 800, 800, right? Unfortunately, you can't hit 800 there, so it's going to take a little bit of a while to buy all of these, and I'm not going to bore you with it. So just safe to say, I'm buying limpets. But then again, look, it's going quite quick now. Look at that, we're at 2. We're going to be at 3. Now we're hitting 4. Oh, see, it's not so bad after all. So you're in here for the long haul, everybody. I think we're going to knock on the door with 650. And if we run out, we run out. So we've got our limpets. Right, let's get the bird in the air, shall we?
Exit the station quickly and safely.
Now, for those astute and eagle-eyed commanders, I've got no docking computer. Right, that's fine. We're going to see what we got and try and get it through the entrance and egress. We're going for it. Everyone else has better put their anchors on, because I'm coming through. This is why I got the shields. Right, he thinks. We had a little bit of a tickle there. Now, they flew into me.
Pay attention, Commander. Ship-to-ship collisions will not be tolerated. Trespassers will be dealt with. Leave the area now.
Now you can see, unengineered, that boost got us to around about 260, circa that mark. We're in Shinrata, and we've got some rings knocking about here as well, so let's go and find those. That one there, what is it? Shinrata. Well, we'll just go mining something. We don't really care what the hell it is. You know, we've got all these different rings here. Let's just get over there. It's going to be a rocky body in it. I mean, who cares? And here we are, everybody, in a lovely little asteroid belt. It's bromelite, which is perfectly fine. I mean, I'm not here to make money. It's a test server. I don't care. I'm here to test the viability of the Panther Clipper as a miner. So we're going to see what we get. Let's get the old prospector out. I have to change that fire group because that's going to do my head in otherwise, just pinging that all the time. That lovely bout boost sound. Right, okay, let's just pick one. The flying monkeys are away. There he is. Takes a long time to stop this ship, but we have indeed stopped. We've got our mining lances, all power to the lasers. We're going to get the cargo hatch open. We're going to deploy our collectors, our flying monkeys. They'll start the dance of the limpet. Right, here we go. Behold the powerful mining lances. And you can see the power distributor straight away needs engineering. We've burnt through it already. The heat's gone through the ceiling. There's all mist and steam in the cockpit, which goes to show that this really isn't what you call a viable build, unless you've got some cooling and engineering on it. Look at that, the heat is going through the roof. Utterly bonkers. But they are indeed chewing through. Chewing through that asteroid. So it's great, but the problem is with the heat and the heat dissipation. You don't want to be having to drop heat sinks every 5 minutes. So there you go. That's the problem with beam lasers. Just go and get some normal ones, I think. You know, or get the serious ones. But heat is definitely a problem. I'm at 470. Just by trying to drain an asteroid. It's not good, is it? Now you could split. You could split your mining lasers between fire groups. But then, you know, you want to completely and utterly rinse that asteroid. Either way, let's get back to the base, make some changes. So we're back at Jameson. What we're going to do now, we're going to rip all those mining lances out that absolutely cooked us. We're going to put some lovely turreted, fantastic turreted mining lasers in there. Now, if you unlock the Sirius module, I haven't, not on this build anyway, you can put that in as well, and that will afford you additional bonuses. I'm going to go through all these. I'm going to kit all these out with turrets, you know, whatever, and see how it goes. So I'll go back, do that, come back. I'm not going to bore you with changing out all of these, and we'll get back into the rings and see what it's like. I think I've changed all those to standard mining lasers. I went with turreted weapons, whatever. Anyway, power distributor. I'm going to just pop a little bit of charge enhanced on this. Just give us a little bit of, you know, extra zing. Dirty drive tuning on it as well. Might just help us out a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Now with those modifications, I'm still coming in well below what my power is as well, so I have the ability to engineer up some additional modules as well, but I don't really think I'm going to need it. Time to get into the rings, everybody. So here we are then, everybody. We're back in a ring. I went for an Alexandrite hotspot this time, just for something to have a little bit of variety. It seems to be a nice bright one. We're going to get a prospector limpet on the go. Of course, we're not using beams now. We've got to get a little bit closer with our lasers. There'll be something here to mine, no doubt. There goes our limpet. Off it goes. Brilliant. We've got all sorts of stuff there we could potentially have. Let's see if the power problem has gone away. The engineering certainly seems to help. Yeah, the problem with heat seems to be going away. I say, you know, we've got all pips now to the power distributor. Of course, it's charge enhanced as well, so it'll charge up quicker. Might want to put some sort of experimental effect on that as well. But we're nowhere near knocking on the door of all that heat. And it's cooling itself down no end. That's probably at the low power. Asteroids depleted. What have we got here? Okay, we've got all of the stuff that I don't really want, but that suits me fine. We've got some materials and what have you. So that seems to work quite well. Let's have a look if we just turn around now and start maneuvering. Let's get another limpet in the air. And yes, I forgot my limpets at the station, but don't hate me for it. And all the stuff I don't want. But hey, it seems to be okay. Would I use this over my cutter? I don't know. I think it might be too big. Do you know what I mean? Like all that cargo capacity. I'm not sure I've got the patience. Okay then, so let's get some collectors in the air. Mining. Go fly, my pretties. There go the limpets. Of course, those two Class 5 limpet controllers doing their thing. It's quite satisfying seeing those beams hit the rock. And knowing you've got all the cargo capacity you could possibly need for a session of mining. I mean, you really could, I think, with one of these ships, jump a couple of levels in power play mining. You really could. So, what do I think? Yeah, I think it's okay as a miner. A laser miner. Got to have some engineering on that power distro. Try and keep the heat down on everything else as much as possible. Beams being a problem, those mining beams being a problem. We'd have to have a look at those serious mining lasers in another video. But I think it's okay. I mean, there are better ships out there that can do it. Perhaps, you know, a nice little Python or a Crate Mk II. And a medium-sized ship might be more advantageous to coming in, dropping it off, and then come back with, say, a bigger ship like this, or a cutter, or possibly even a Type 10 to do your mining. Anyway, what do you think? Mining in the Panther Clipper. Do you think it's all that? I've already depleted that asteroid, and I've got loads of cargo space. I haven't got the limpets to... I've only got 7 limpets left. I have to go back to the station and get some more limpets. Anyway, I've been Ricardo. This has been my initial mining builds for the Panther Clipper. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know what your builds are, and if you would use the Panther Clipper for a miner, or is it just hauling all the way? I'd really like to know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.